Okay. And number three.
This one was really interesting. So if I were to guess, I would guess that really low ACOS accounts have almost no automatic targeting. And that didn't seem to matter, meaning there were accounts, all these accounts were low ACOS, under 25%. And I found one of them that had 70% of their spend was on automatic targeting. I found another one that had, and then there was sort of a spectrum there, all the way down to 1% automatic, but they were all good ACOS. So this sort of relates to the match type breakdown, how the match types weren't so important. As soon as we finish this point about manual versus auto breakdown, didn't appear to be the deciding factor. Because, sometimes if we were to invert this, sometimes you'll talk to people, maybe their ACOS is struggling, they're up at 70%. And if they only say like, if I just switch off all my automatics and I only have manual targeting, that'll fix me. Not necessarily. There's a bigger point to make, and you'll see how valuable it is in the first thing that all of them had in common. But it's not necessarily the percentage of spend breakdown for exact broad phrase. In the same way, it's not necessarily about the breakdown of automatic versus manual, because I found a big, beefy account, again, spending more than 10,000, ACOS less than 25%, that had 70% automatic targeting spend, which is crazy, right? Most people would say, hey, if there's an account spending 70% automatic targeting, what would you guess the ACOS would be? And people would guess like way high. It was under 25%.
So, I mean, the whole purpose of running an auto campaign is to ultimately retire it.
Ultimately to do what?
To retire that auto campaign, because it will help you find the keywords so that you can hone in on them in a much, much more, efficient way.
Yeah. When you get to, we're about to pivot to the things that appear to matter a lot. You'll see what exactly these accounts do. And necessarily retiring the auto campaigns. It's interesting to sort of look at these accounts that all spend a lot and have very good ACOS, because an account that has been spending 70% of their ad spend on automatic targeting for some time, still doing fantastic. My analysis of all this, that it's not about whether or not it's automatic or manual, or it's exact or broad or phrase. It's the next thing that I'm going to get to. It's the actual, the reason why those things matter is because all of them had this one thing in common, and it's really cool.
Cool.
It's really cool.